Hey Taurus. Okay, so we're gonna start off with your July reading. This is gonna be for the full month of July, and I'm actually going to just read normal. Like, okay, what am I trying to say? I'm just gonna read, and we're just gonna see how the pattern is gonna go. So I'm gonna start off by telling you what the energy of your July is going to be, or maybe how you should be acting during July, just based off of using the Zodiac Oracle deck spread. Okay. So let's just see what comes out for July for Taurus. Taurus, July. I'm waiting for something to pop out. Okay, so the way you need to be is more of a Leo during July. Okay, now what this means for this deck is basically, it doesn't mean you have to pretend to be a Leo, but it does mean that you want to kind of act out those qualities or those traits of that zodiac sign. So for example, the quote for Leo is I will. So whatever your will is and whatever you want to manifest or you want to happen, you can create that. Leo is the fifth house in the zodiac, which is based on creativity. That's the house of creation, childlike innocence, optimism, as far as like, you know, being lighthearted. So you really want to exhibit those traits. You want to be confident in your decisions. You want to be bold. Being a Leo is kind of a toss-up depending on which Leo you ask. But for the main, what is it? Like the main outlook of what you should be trying to aim for is confidence, determination, a light heart, warmth, vibrant. Think of yellow and white, or yellow and orange. Orange is more Sagittarius, but you want to think of yellow. So you want to be uplifting, you want to be warm, you want to be inviting, you want to be happy, smiling, and just, I don't know, love. It's all about love, okay? So that's the energy that you want to take on for the month of July. And it makes a lot of sense because we are about to go into Leo season towards the end of July, or middle to end. I'm not really sure what day it ends or it starts on. But yeah, so we're moving out of Cancer season and going into Leo season. So it actually makes a lot of sense that you need to, you know, have that energy and that mindset, because that's how it's going to be. We're going to be in that season where everyone's really going to be, you know, more vibrant and more express more of how they feel, like more of like an ego type of feeling, if that makes any sense. Okay, so now we're just going to jump into the actual month and see what the spread is for your month. It actually came out really good. So Taurus, let's see. Okay, we got one popper already first. Okay, so in the beginning of your month of July, and I'm going to show you the cards. I'll pick them up and show you. Okay, so the beginning of the month, we have three different people in the situation. We have a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, and I usually associate that with Capricorn. Okay, so let me go ahead and look at the bottom of the base of the deck. We have Temperance in reverse, so maybe there's an imbalance in the exchange of something, or maybe there's something that's not in alignment with your soul purpose. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So first off, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is someone who obviously would be like a fire sign, so an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This is usually a woman or someone who is more on the feminine side when it comes to emotions and just how they move and how they act. It doesn't mean that they act feminine, but you know, along those lines. This is a person who, if she is not, she's imbalanced because it's in reverse, right? So this is saying like this is a person who isn't sure about things, and so she may act sarcastic, or just maybe like awkward, like socially awkward, maybe a little sassy. Like it comes off as a sassiness, but it's more of actually just not knowing what the surroundings are, or it's like not it's like they're acting snappy with you because they don't know their surroundings and they don't know what's actually going on, and so they feel like they have to be defensive instead of, you know, figure out what's happening around them and figure out how to deal with everyone. So they're snapping at everyone and they're being really not cold. They can be really cool at times, but at the same time they're really defensive, I think is a good word. So we have a person there. We also have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this is a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Someone, and it most likely would be a female person energy type of energy wise. This is a person who is extremely needy. Okay, because usually when these people are upright, they're very emotionally intelligent, and so they're able to pick up on different things that other people are going through without them even saying it. Very intuitive, very empathic nature. But what happens is when this person goes into, you know, an unbalanced state, they become needy and they become really like a career, like the career victim. Like they're always the one who, like, they need attention because people, they want people to feel bad for them because they usually are the ones with those abilities to feel if someone is off. And I guess it's like they need to try to exhibit that as much as possible so someone can help them feel better. So it's like this needy, almost emotional, manipulative actions happening. um, Nonetheless, it's not something you want to be around. Just as well with the Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? And so we have that happening. And then we also have this Knight of Pentacles. This is a person who's not a risk taker. This is a person who goes with the flow. He goes with the timing of everything. He doesn't try to rush everything. And he just keeps going until whatever happens, happens. This is very Capricorn-like energy. So things could be going crazy in the background, but you would never tell because this person is going to make everything look like it's okay. And if anything, they're going to leave things alone that doesn't align with the agenda that they have already set for themselves. So just looking at these cards right off the bat, I do want to say that I feel like in the beginning of the month, I do think this is a situation with people for sure. Now, whichever way it fits in your life, make it fit. But I do want to say that whatever these two female, this could be physically female or just energy-wise they are female, or just the two people in the situation, whether, you know, regardless of what their gender is. I do want to say that I do believe that these two were upright at one moment, like they were actually okay and they were in their power, but then somewhere along the lines, something happened where there's some friction here, and whoever caused it or whatever caused it, I really feel like it's like, okay, well, I'm leaving it now because my time with it has run its course. I will do some clarification cards to see more of what's going on with that, but I'm going to go ahead and go into... Actually, yeah, let's do that now. Okay, so I'm going to do clarification for the Queen of Wands and then the Queen of Cups, because I do want to see who they are, or maybe more indication on what's going on so we can see maybe what the issue is between them. What's the issue between these two? Okay. Was it supposed to come out like that? Let me shuffle again. Sorry. It came out, but I think it flipped the wrong way, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. What's the issue between Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups? There we go. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles. So I do think this was something that had to do with being secretive or keeping something to yourself, being very stingy, almost to the point where it's becoming selfish between the two. It could be something to do with money, like maybe someone was withholding or saying they had less than what they had because they didn't want to necessarily help the other person at hand, or it could have been someone just keeping something that is of value, like knowledge or awareness of something. Keep holding something back from the other person. So whatever it is for, you know, these two people, whatever it is, I do think it has something to, I don't want to say it has something to do with money, but I will say that I do think that it has an impact on money, if that makes sense. So maybe there's a situation where now it causes you two to not be able to work together, so that's not making money. Or it causes you to not trust them because they didn't give you the money that they owe you. Maybe they, you know, need to, you know, maybe you have, maybe they have the money that they owe you and it still hasn't gotten back to you yet. Or maybe I don't know, something along the lines of money or just value. So maybe they knew something and they didn't tell you, and so you're like, what the hell? Like, whose side are you really on? And that's valuable because it's like that's trust. You know, like if you can't keep your word is valuable, and if you can't have that, then we can't really have what we used to have. You know, I think that's part of the issue here. I also think that whatever the situation is, I think it kind of was going with time. Like it grew. This isn't just like an instantaneous change. This was something that really kind of manifested itself, whether you knew it or not, whether you were aware of it or not. I do think that it came at a time that was kind of like it just happened to unfold now. Um, as with a lot of things, will eventually. And we have this at the bottom of the deck. We have the World card in reverse. So I do think that it is something that is kind of changing some things for you, whether it's how your life has been for a long time or just how your life has been as of late. I think it's changing because of all the new things that are happening and manifesting with that situation in particular, okay? So let's go ahead and look into what's the middle of July going to be for you? So that the 2 weeks in the middle, let's see like what's gonna happen in the middle. So basically like the meat of your month of July, what's gonna happen? What's going on for Taurus? Okay. For Taurus. I do think this is going to be a kind of a quick month for you all. Like it's going to kind of go by because there's going to be so many things that you have to sort out or so many things that you are going to be going through and just kind of going with the motions. You know what I mean? So I do think this is going to be kind of a fast month, but you're definitely going to feel every single day that happens. Does that make sense? Like you're going to know where you are in the month, but you're going to wake up and be like, dang, like July's over already? Like, wow. It's going to be an eventful month because I do feel like there's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of situations unfolding. Come on, Taurus. Middle of July. All right, here we go. Alrighty, so for the middle of your July, the bottom of the deck, we have this Capricorn Devil card again. And remember, I did say that this Capricorn energy was here. I don't know if there's a Capricorn there, but this is the Capricorn card, and it's leading right after into your the middle of your month. So it could have something to do with that person, or maybe just the energy of learning lessons through long challenges, because that's what Capricorn is all about. All right, so starting off, we have the Three of Wands here. So this is like waiting or gathering your strength and just kind of waiting for whatever is going to come to you to come. You already know how the outlook is going to be. You just don't know when it's going to jump off. So right now, you're just waiting at your horizon. You're waiting for your boat to come in. You're at the dock and you're just waiting. I like this card though because this is like confirmation that good is coming. It's confirmation that you're on the right track, and it's confirmation that things are okay where they're at. Things may not be happening. Things may slow down towards the middle of the month for you. Things may settle and it may become almost like eerily quiet for you, even though you know a lot of things are happening, or maybe you're waiting until like the end of July because you know there's a certain date where something's going to happen. But nonetheless, this is a positive omen that things are happening the way you want them to, but it's also a reminder to know that whatever you are trying to have happen, if you are not setting your intentions, if you are not saying your affirmations, if you're not following whatever it is that you're speaking, if you're speaking things that you don't want to happen, bad things will happen. So make sure whatever you're doing, you're in alignment with whatever your soul is saying or whatever you had your goals already set on in the beginning of the year. Also remember that this is a fire card. This is, like action. So, but action doesn't always mean it's kinetic energy. Is it kinetic? It doesn't mean it's always in motion. Energy can be stored and it can just be potential energy, but you still have that fire behind it. Just because it isn't in motion doesn't mean that it isn't going to be used soon. So don't feel like just because you aren't moving, that nothing is happening, because that's not necessarily true. Whenever you lose that spark of fire, remember the energy for you this month is to be Leo-like. Whenever you lose that sun energy, then that's when everything is just going to fall apart. So try to stay sparked in some type of way, even when things slow down, okay? Because I do think it's going to be a long process, because we do have a lot of Capricorn energy here. But I also feel like it's going to be quick, but as soon as it's over, you're going to be like, dang, it's over already. It's going to be one of those type of things. Next after that, we also have the Four of Swords. So again, just waiting and putting things to rest. Relaxation. This card is really about taking time to just kind of relax. Like it just means like put yourself in neutral for a second. Um, it doesn't mean that you have to drop all of your responsibilities, but essentially, in essence, it does mean you need to try to relax somehow. You maybe need to start taking more time to pamper yourself, whether that's walking at night, or taking a bath instead of a shower, or cooking for yourself instead of just getting fast food and coming home and eating and going to sleep. Whatever it is, like take more time to actually rest, and also reflect. Whenever you rest and you slow down, you have time to really reflect. So don't just use it to do leisure things that aren't going to help you progress spiritually. You want to be doing these things and kind of mixing it with your everyday life. You want your lifestyle to match your soul as well. So if you're trying to become a better person, if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to get rid of things, you have to match that energy. So if your life, this is a lifestyle change. This isn't just let me do this for the moment so things can align, right? No, like you really need to be taking all of this into account, and all of this, and make this your life. Because once you make it your life, then you don't have to worry about trying to fix things. You just have to worry about the things that you didn't expect. But fixing things and going through all the extra drama that isn't necessary, because I do see drama here. I'm not sure what it's about yet. But you need to be able to have a clear focus. Leo is also about focus too. Whatever your focus is whatever will manifest. And that's why I said whatever your will is, that's what will be done. I cannot talk today. This is crazy. But yeah, so make sure you're really remembering that Leo-ness. Maybe do some research on Leo signs and figuring out how they work, how they think, traits, and just things that Leos do. Maybe quotes that Leos say, or listen to music by people who are Leos. Figure out different things, different placements of Leo. Just learning, if you're into the learning aspect of all of the zodiacs and all that type of stuff. Just get into it and immerse yourself in it. But also action. You have to interact with what's around you, okay? And then following that, we have the World card in reverse. I am going to do clarification on that because I'm not necessarily sure why the World is in reverse. But to me, this is almost like you need to double check what's around you, who's around you, maybe your goals, your assessments. It's more of like it's time to shake things up because things aren't necessarily settled the way that they need to be, okay? So it's time to shake things up. I'm actually going to do clarification on the World card. What is that all about? World card for Taurus. Okay. And we have the Knight of Cups here in reverse. This is another person, and I do think it's the person that has to do with the Queen of Cups that we're dealing with in the beginning of July. I'm not sure who this person is, but I do associate this card with one of the water signs, but I would probably say Cancer. So this is someone who maybe is going to be like putting their foot in their mouth a lot, because Cancers don't hold back, right? But emotionally, it's going to maybe burn some bridges with a few people if you're not careful. This could also have something to do with something changing emotionally in your life to where it makes you cautious of who you interact with, and makes you afraid to be adventurous with your emotions, or like trusting with your emotions. And also maybe it could put you in a situation where you're attaching emotions to the wrong things. Therefore, you'll start thinking things are happening, jumping to conclusions, and that's not what's actually happening in the situation. And that can be more detrimental than you just feeling uneasy about a certain person, right? So make sure you're paying a lot of attention to that, because I do feel like whatever this has to do with, it has to do with a water sign. With the world changing for you has to do with that water sign, whether that's you emotionally, if you have water in your chart, in your maybe your moon sign or your rising sign, whatever it is, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio has something to do with the world flipping over for you. But the good thing that I do like about this is both of the cards leading up until your world flipping over in the middle of July. It's all about just kind of gaining your strength, learning who you are, physically and logically, because we have fire and we have air here. But that really just gives you time to kind of like know who you are, so that whenever this does flip over, it's like you're kind of prepared, because you know what your worth is already. You know your value. So I do like that in a sense that you kind of have some breathing time. You know, it's not just like boom, 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 boom. It's like you have time to rest up and regenerate and kind of like get your aura back up, get your chakras flowing again. You know what I mean? Like you have time to fix yourself so that whenever things do flip over, it might not even be as bad as you thought it would be because you're more in line with yourself. So really take that time in the middle of July to get yourself together. Get yourself together, especially in that first week, the second week of July. I would really recommend that. Okay, so now we're gonna look into the last week of July, the very end of July, leading up into August, where we're definitely in Leo season by this time. So let's go ahead and see. Because as we know, Leo season, August, typically, depending on where you are, it is the hottest month of the year. That's when a lot of change occurs. Am I talking correctly? What the hell? That's when a lot of, for me, like hurricane season is, I live in the South, so hurricane season is a big thing. I was born when, like, there was a whole hurricane happening. The window busted inside of the hospital room, everything. Like, things change in August. So there's a lot of change. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of water, a lot of heat, a lot of fire if you live on the West Coast or something. Like, it's just a lot of stuff happening. So pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to what's happening around you, okay, Taurus? Like, you guys are usually connected with a lot of people, so pay attention to what everyone around you is telling you. So you can start figuring out the patterns of things, okay? So, last week of July for Taurus. Oh, here we go. All right, so how are we going to end this? Okay. Okay, so to start off, we have the Six of Cups here. So this is a beautiful card. This is about, and again, with emotions. You have a lot of emotions here, a lot of water. So this is about encountering someone who you have already known in your past life, which is beautiful. This could be a soul connection, a soul tie, a soul mate, a twin flame, or this could be something as simple as connecting with someone that you used to be super close with, they're super connected with on some type of level, and you kind of reconnect with them. So this could be someone alive or dead. It doesn't really matter. It could be like seeing maybe your grandma you haven't seen in ages because she passed away. Maybe you start seeing her in your dreams. She starts connecting. This is what this is about, connecting with on a soulful level. This could also be you meeting someone new, someone coming into your life, and you feel like you know them from someone else because your souls are attached in some type of way. Maybe in another life you guys connected. This could be an ex who things ended on an okay note. Maybe comes back into your life. It can be anything of that. Okay, coming back, someone coming in, but it's always gonna feel nostalgic, whatever it is. Okay, and it kind of makes you feel like memories and like, oh, like I remember this, or this makes me feel this way, or this reminds me of this. So it's going to be really reminiscent and just happy, really warm, okay? And it's going to be like an emotional, nostalgic thing, okay? So it could be really powerful for you, maybe make you remember things that you hadn't thought about in a really long time. We also we have the Queen of Swords. This is a very interesting queen. She's very logical, and she detaches her emotions. She's not very emotional at all. Those who she surrounds herself with, though, are people that can be trusted, and those are people that she feels like have earned her trust or have earned the right to talk to her because she's a logical person. She doesn't really attach emotions to things. And she's not cold. This is just a person who assesses who they're talking to, assesses who they interact with because they feel like time is like, it's like, why there's no need to have fake emotions because, like, why do we need those? You know, like, they're already not emotional, so they're not going to be sensitive to trying to figure out why they don't like you. If they don't like you, they just don't. This is a queen who's definitely smart, very logical, and understands situations from all sides, okay? So this is air energy. This is Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra energy, okay? So very logical and very, what's the word I'm trying to think? Innovative, okay? So it's a really good energy to be in. And who knows, whoever this person or this, whatever energy this is that comes back or comes into your life, maybe that sparks you into acting this way and kind of getting you back on your logical sense. So with that being said, I actually do think that whatever this person is, I think it's going to be either someone who gets you back focused on what you want out of life, or it's someone who makes you remember why you act a certain way that you do. Okay, so I do think it is someone coming back, or it could be someone coming in that just happens to show you a lesson you already learned in the past. Okay. And then lastly, and I'll do clarification for this card, but lastly we have the Knight of Swords. And so this is about as fiery as you can get with an air sign. So this is like having your plan and then going after it, and nothing can stop you. The only problem with this card upright is that you're moving fast and you're moving aggressively. So you don't really know what's to come, and then if anything does pop up that wasn't planned for, it could be really deadly. So kind of like if you're driving super fast and then a horse pops out into the street, you're already going super fast. So the chances of you doing something that's going to end good aren't really good because you're already moving at such a fast pace. This is the exact same energy of this. This is like, okay, we got it, let's go. It's really good because it gets you in motion, and it has you thinking about all of your options surrounding what it is that you can actually do. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're really, really looking and paying attention to what it is that you are doing and committing to. Sorry, there was people driving by. So I'm going to actually do a clarification for the Six of Cups first, because I do want to see what that's about. Who or what is this Six of Cups energy coming into Taurus's life? Whoa. Hold on, guys. My cards just kind of like flew. Okay, let's try this again. For Taurus, the Six of Cups energy, who or what is that for Taurus? In relation to Taurus. Anything I can tell them? Well, we do have the Tower card, so this could have been someone that you had to break up with, so maybe an ex coming back. But it is a Tower card, so I do think this is someone who shifted things for you. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's see what else. Six of Cups. What can I tell Taurus about the Six of Cups energy person so they can be on the lookout for them? Alright. Okay, so this definitely could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Yeah, so this is strength. This is someone who made you feel protected. This is someone you feel safe with. It doesn't mean that that's always how it was, but at the best point of it, you did feel content with them and you felt safe with them. That's more of like the Leo card, though. So you might want to say it's a Leo. Or someone who gave you that Leo fire, because that is the energy that you're supposed to have. And then we also have the Knave of Wands, which is also Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So again, that Leo is kind of confirming itself once again. This is someone who is kind of like a teenager. So they know what they want out of life, but at the same time, they may not have the best plan on how to get that, okay? So just pay attention to that and make sure that whatever it is you're doing is wise. Make sure it doesn't just make sense in the moment, but make sure it's wise for the long term. Let's go ahead and see what this Queen of Swords, who is that? Queen of Swords, who is this? Hold on, I saw something flip over. Or maybe not. Oh, yes. Queen of Swords, who is this for Taurus? Who is this? What are they representing? Oh, alrighty. So this is someone that you think about. I mean, this Queen of Swords is something that has your mind racing. And this also could be an Aquarius. I wouldn't be shocked about that. Or this could just have you in the mindset of thinking like an Aquarius. And that's actually really on point, because Aquariuses and Leos actually work really, really well together, because Aquariuses get balanced out by Leos, and Leos get like, they have someone that they can actually like bounce ideas off of, because they're both like confident enough to do that, but they're like different, so it just works well. I don't know. So this is like something that has your mind racing, and again, this is the Queen of Swords, so this is air energy, so this is definitely, I guess, kind of you morphing your, like an Aquarius type of mind with the Leo boldness, which is really, really good, because they balance each other out really well. But I do think, again, with this Six of Cups, like we do have someone coming back in. I do think that it is a Leo. If it's not a Leo, it's someone who sparks the Leo inside of you. But it did end suddenly. I think like it changed at a sudden rate, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, I guess they're coming back or whatever, right? But at the same time, you remember like how they make you feel. You remember like how confident you feel within being around that person or whatever it is, you know. This could be a family member. This could be like maybe someone you had a relationship with before. This could be someone you had a relationship with in a past life. Like you just never know. But just be on the lookout for it and pay attention to your mind. Aquarius is all about knowing. So if you know something in your head and you've already done kind of like the analyzing that you need to do, you're probably going to be right as long as you're finding the right sources to get your answers, okay? Because that's what it's about for Aquarius. Like, they're humanitarians and they're really good at building teams around them. So if you can use whoever's around you, again, with the surroundings, like make sure you're surrounded by the right people. And then make sure you're just getting the answers that you need. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, you're not going to know everything on your own, but if you can find people who can help you get those answers, or if you can find people who can give you reliable answers, then you're good. You're straight. But as far as everything else, yes. And then we have this is the other card that I use for Aquarius. So I do think this is going to morph itself into something really good and really smart. And hopefully it goes well. If you are a Taurus that is trying to get with an Aquarius, I don't know how well that would play out. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest. But other than that, I don't think that's majority for you guys. But I did feel the need to say that, so maybe one of you are thinking about that. But other than that, I do see a lot of Leo energy here. And yeah, so that's pretty fiery, I guess. But that's the energy you need to have anyways for this month, okay? All right, guys. I think that is it. I'm not getting any more downloads. So I think that is all I'm going to say for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, Taurus. I really, really appreciated it. Thank you for letting me read for you. If you would like a personal reading, I leave all of my information down below in the description box for your convenience. And if... What else was I going to say? Shit, what was I going to say? If I'm not your favorite Leo, then one day I will be. And until next time, I will see you very, very soon, Taurus. Enjoy your July.